Alright, so this probably is not going to be a video that plenty of you guys care about, but I have been playing the dang Fatal Fury City of the Wolves open beta because it's, ready and out there right now. You can just go play it if you really want to for, I think, PlayStation and PC. I don't know if there's other consoles, but I don't know. You have to look and check around. But when it comes down to it, it's been a time, right? There has been a lot of stuff in there that's looked mad good. The jiggle physics is amazing. The character designs and the art style is like very reminiscent, at least to me, to like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or something like that. And it doesn't look that dang bad. It feels kind of like, we're back in the early 2000s playing this game. Kind of like a Street Fighter 4 type situation or something of the sort like that. And that's cool and all. But I do have one fat problem that I just don't enjoy about this beta. And there's like tons of problems that people had when it comes down to it, but that's not my biggest issue when it comes down to it. The biggest issue is that, SNK, where the training mode at? Like, I'm not necessarily gonna lie, I know that probably make me sound like the absolute casual scrub, if you will. And you're right, because I am. I'm not necessarily gonna sit here and lie. I am very much not that hardcore when it comes to being at the top level of a fighting game or anything like that. Like, I'm very much not. Like, I'll keep it very much a stack. Yes, I did go through the whole journey of trying to get to platinum with that character in Street Fighter 6, and I did, and I'm extremely proud of myself for doing that, because there was no damn way I wasn't going to be able to do it in any other circumstance, and I didn't think I was going to really be able to hit it. But I did, and it was amazing, and I'm happy about that. But when it comes down to it, though, when you look at, something like an SNK situation, boy, that's not happening when it comes down to it, right? At least in this open beta, so to speak, right? And one of the things is, I'm not very versed in SNK and literally any other games for the most part. Yes, I have played not SNK, the game. What am I talking about? KOF 97, old ass game. My favorite 90s game they kind of had back then, at least in my personal opinion. Then you also had, like, obviously the open beta for KOF 15, and I did play that. That shit was rough, but I did play it. And then also at the very same time, Terry was in Smash, and that's pretty much where the SNK's knowledge of my whole brain kind of goes, right? Because I didn't know who the hell Terry was before that point. And yes, when it comes to City of the Wolves, I can play Terry online, and I can probably do some damage. I won like maybe 1 or 2 matches with Terry when I was trying out just for the quickness, just for a brief moment before I go to bed. And that's how it was, and that was great. But the only reason why I know how to play Terry is, again, because of Smash. That's a whole separate game. And when it comes down to it, the only tutorial you get in this beta is very much essentially just Rock Howard. Only Rock Howard. And that's it. You don't get dick else. And that's essentially all you get. Now, I understand why they have these rules and regulations as to why there isn't a training mode, because they don't want people to get early access to just get better and figure things out and stuff like that, right? But here's the whole thing: if you didn't want that, you shouldn't drop this damn beta on PC, right? I know a lot of people play PC, but I'm gonna keep it very much a stack. You shouldn't drop on PC, because that gets you 10 basically times more the keys to the kingdom of the game to get it to be cracked, for people to hack the game, to mod it, and then they just play it however the hell they want to play it. So, like, that's number one. Number two, also, because, and let's just keep it very much that, not a lot of people know what SNK does, right? You might know Terry because he was in Smash, like I was. That's probably the most exposure for a lot of mainstream people to come in and be like, what's Fatal Fury? What's SNK? Because before that point, I didn't know shit about SNK at all. I didn't know anything. I didn't know about Capcom versus SNK. I didn't know about any of that shit. But when it comes down to it, though, coming from that knowledge and going into, a KOF 15 open beta at the time, or KOF 15 in general, and then you come through and you play this damn open beta, you don't really have the knowledge of what you're getting into. Now you can equally sit here and say that, oh, it's just an open beta, it's not gonna be here for long, so it doesn't necessarily matter. And you're right. But also to an extent, if you're a casual person that don't know anything and you want to jump into this game because it looks cool and it looks amazing, you getting thrusted into matches without any type of training mode to figure out what the hell is going on makes you less inclined to want to go get the game. Because the people that's going to get the game is like the hardcore fighting game players. Of course they're going to go get the game. Why wouldn't they? That's their bread and butter. But for someone like myself or someone that's very new and someone that just wants to, I don't know, give this shit a try, they're probably less inclined to go give it a try. And hell, even when it comes down to a beta like this, who's to say that there ain't gonna change how the character's gonna be when it comes down to the movement speed or some of the actual hitboxes or something of the sort like that. Like, you can't necessarily sit here and just think, oh yeah, not having a training mode, you know, is like an ultimate detriment when it could very much get people to want to try the game and see how it all works out, right? The best example of an open beta that had a training mode that was enjoyable to play overall was 2XKO, the damn League of Legends fighting game. I'm not gonna lie, that shit slapped hard. You know why? Because I understood how to play Echo and Ari, and that was my team, honestly, throughout the whole damn beta. Sure, I got my ass whooped after, you know, the day one passed by, but I was winning matches here and there, and hell, in the first day, I had a whole ass leaderboard win. That shit was amazing. You know why I had that? Because I got the time to just boot the characters up into training mode and figure out what the hell is going on. I'd honestly say it took me about, maybe, realistically with that duo, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 30, to kind of figure out what does what. Oh, what's this block button? What's this grab button? Or, you know, whatever special things the game provide. What's this special combo? Or how do you lead this into that and that into this? How do I utilize the other character to tag them in? And all that type of stuff. And it was so good to learn. And so when I went to actual play matches, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I understand this now. And, you know, even though I would get my ass beat, I kind of accepted that. I was just like, you know what, that's perfectly fine. Mainly because I understand how to play the game. I got something out of it. And I'm not necessarily in a, you know, situation where I feel like, oh, I'm being pressured and I feel like shit, and because I keep losing, I don't necessarily get anything from it, so I don't want to play the game anymore, and all that type of stuff. Like, no, I actually thoroughly enjoyed playing 2XKO. I can't say the same thing about this. Sure, you might see on the screen I'm playing as, you know, B Janet and absolutely just jiggling all over the place, trying to whip my Shiranui's ass, but at the very same time, I'm mashing buttons here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, sure, I kind of understand, oh, where the low fireball kind of go, or maybe where some of the kicks go. What's the grab button? How to kind of figure out the whole rev system. I still don't know the whole thing about the rev system and all that sort of stuff. We have like no training mode or no time to kind of really figure out exactly what you want to do. It's hard. And again, the only person you could technically play in a sort of training mode with the tutorial stuff is essentially just Rock Howard. Rock Howard is literally the only character that you can play as, and literally everybody else is, it's on the fly, jump into a match and just do the things, right? You can't play as Terry in a training mode situation. You can't play Mai, you can't play, you know, I think the blue hair cheat name is like Haruko or something like that. You can't play B Janet. You can't play any of these characters on a training mode, but Rock Howard's bitch ass, right? And that's not me being mean or mad about Rock, but it's just like he's the only character that you can play with your bitch ass, and that's unfortunate. And then you want to expect people to just jump into a casual match and then try to do something with that? Like, how? Why would you think that, honestly? Outside of this just being also mad unfriendly to like people that just jumping into this for the first time as well, you also, it's also like you can't even really look up any of like the, I guess like the combos that you want to learn for a character. And hell, you can only realistically kind of feel like you only got the time to learn one character or figure out one character if you can. And that's why I'm probably gonna play just B Janet the entire damn beta and not touch anybody else, because I at least want to get used to how does she play, how does she kind of put things together, and that's about it. I would like to learn, other characters, but I can't because the game literally doesn't let me. And when it comes down to it, you can also say, well, this is just a damn beta. This is only for like online stressing of the ability of how the game plays online and stuff like that, to test that. And you're right. But what's the point of people jumping into this game, casuals more so? What's the point of jumping into the game and they can't even figure out how to play the game in the first damn place, right? Again, I'm not saying I need to win every match or anything like that. I'm not saying that I absolutely need auto combos. Granted, people do like auto combos and I can understand the appeal to that, but personally for me, I don't necessarily need to get auto combos all the damn time. I'm just asking for a bit of time to figure out how to figure out B. Janet's big pirate ass. I don't know what I'm doing and it's confusing. So overall, when it comes down to this game does look good. It looks fantastic. It is honestly, I think, one of the better looking games that we possibly have seen in a long time with an art style. That being said, boy oh boy, it's kind of hard to figure out how to play a character and then not feel bad when you get your ass beat online because you're getting thrust into it just because, right? And that's kind of like the biggest thing, again, that I have. And again, if you're worried about people getting better at the game, you shouldn't put it on PC, because people, I think, already data mine that shit. So you already know what's going to happen. You're already going to get ready to see what future information you're going to have. You're already going to have people, playing this shit when this beta go away. And then at the very same time, mods. You already know mods are coming. BG looking fine now. Wait till some new mods pop up. We already know that's going to happen. Somebody probably going to work on it already. So expect that in the very near future, because that's what's going to happen. So again, if you wanted to make this good for everybody, you should just not gave it the PC. I'm just going to be honest with you. But that's really, I guess, what I wanted to say for this one. Again, I know this ain't for everybody. We don't do fighting game videos on this channel too much. But in this sort of instance, as an open beta, I think it's fair to give an opinion out for this, especially when you kind of know what to look for, at least for a perspective on, just playing like Street Fighter a bit and trying to figure that game out, much less going to a different game and kind of seeing what is there, what kind of things you can kind of deal with. Like, a lot of it is stuff that's just like, oh, I need to learn the mechanics of. But then there's also, again, the fact that there is no training mode, and that's kind of impossible for you to kind of do that with the character that you want, because you only get Rock Howard bitch ass. That's all you get. So it's a bit rough, right? And I kind of wish there was a training mode. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say. But hopefully you did enjoy this one. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification right out. Also follow me on socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, go find Cash App, it's available as well. And until then, it's boy Jay, sign off. Have a blessed day.